Nestled in the foothills of the Spanish Pyrenees in Catalonia, this ancient city was a Roman stronghold that protected the corridor from Europe into the Iberian Peninsula. Girona. This hidden gem of a city sits at the confluence of 4 rivers, about 65 miles north of Barcelona, and is an amazing opportunity to experience up close Spain's Roman history. Girona's ancient quarter is one of the best preserved in Europe, and because it's a popular day trip from Barcelona, I suggest spending at least a night. If you do that, you can hit the streets early before the crowds come, stay late after they leave, and really soak up the history. Before my first exploration, I stopped into Pain de Pa, a bakery popular with locals for some fresh bread, cheese, and ham toasted into a nice sandwich. I slipped it into my backpack for lunch and enjoyed a delicious pastry and espresso for breakfast.
I thought about getting breakfast in the old quarter, but I spoke to somebody at the hotel and they suggested Pain de Pa, which is more of a local scene. There are students and some local people just getting started for their week. That's the kind of scene I prefer, plus it's a little less expensive.
In ancient times, Girona was a walled city, and they've restored the east section to allow visitors the chance to circle the old quarter and soak in the beautiful views of the city with the gorgeous backdrop of the Pyrenees.
This is the ancient wall that guarded the city of Girona, and I'm going to start my day by walking this section of the wall and just sort of getting my bearings and seeing where everything is. I've been here before, but it's been a long time, and I feel like they moved things on me.
Walking the wall and having a view of the streets and buildings below gives you the opportunity to be a fly on the wall, glimpsing local life in Girona. The gardens on this walk are beautiful, and even in the early April chill, the colors were popping.
I'm here in April and it's chilly this morning. I expect it to warm up a little bit, but you can see the snow on the peaks of the Pyrenees. Matter of fact, I was just up there a couple of days ago and people are skiing, and down here the skies are blue and it's hiking weather.
Known as El Calle, Girona's Jewish quarter is one of the best preserved in Europe. These tight, winding alleys and steep staircases were the thriving center of Jewish life before they were expelled from Spain in 1492.
But you definitely get a workout walking up and down these stairs. I'm glad because my hotel doesn't have a gym.
These corridors are stunning, with some amazing and iconic corners you may recognize from TV and movies like Game of Thrones. At the center of everything here is the Cathedral de Santa Maria. Although history of a church on this site dates to before the 700s, when it became a mosque during the Muslim conquest of Iberia, this building dates to the year 1064. It blends a variety of styles including Romanesque, Baroque, and Gothic, and at nearly 75 feet, it's the widest Gothic nave in the world, and second only to St. Peter's in Rome in overall width. It's huge, and a breathtaking experience to look up and admire the artistic details here. The exterior of the cathedral is spectacular, and the majestic staircase makes a perfect spot to sit down and enjoy a ham sandwich.
I'd eat these all week if I could find them.
These steps may remind you of somewhere else.
So I've been to Rome and those are great, but I guess these are the real Spanish steps.
Or maybe the Italian steps? Just a thought. You may have worked up an appetite by now, and that's the time to pay a visit to the Central Market, El Mercat de Leo. A 15-minute walk from the cathedral, it's a fantastic public market with tons of meats, cheeses, baked goods, and produce to stock up on. It's one of those perfect opportunities to connect with culture through experiencing local foods and, of course, cafe.
It's always the right time for espresso.
Girona is a city of ancient legends, and there are symbols of them everywhere if you're watching out, like the legend of the flies. In 1286, the French broke through the walls while laying siege to Girona and sacked the city. They tore apart everything in sight until they reached the church of Saint Feliu, where they ransacked the tomb of Saint Narcissus. That's when, according to legend, thousands of flies swarmed out of the tomb and chased the invaders away. So keep an eye out for images like this all over the ancient quarter. Another popular legend is, it's said that if you want to return to Girona, you must first touch the backside of this lion. And you can do that here at this plaque next to Saint Feliu. Visitors and dignitaries used to have to kiss the butt, but these days, because of COVID, a simple rub will do. Inside the ancient quarter, the streets and alleyways are tight and best for foot traffic, but there are some brave people out there.
Respeto.
Respect indeed. Outside the ancient quarter, the architecture along the river reminds me of Florence, Italy, and the beautiful colors of the buildings reaching up from the riverbank is a really unique sight to behold in Spain. Girona is an unbelievably cool city, tucked away in this gorgeous corner of the world with its famous sights and legends just waiting to be discovered. But it's the people of Catalonia that really make it a special place.
It's kind of a little known fact, but the Spanish like to just spontaneously break out and dance all the time, everywhere.